23. It is now 6:22 in the afternoon or evening. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we do the roll call, I'd like to welcome Councilman Jenna Ogrzewicz. She is just joining us for the first meeting this evening, so welcome.
Thank you.
Council.
Thank you, President Janet.
May we have the roll call, please?
Yes, Bob.
Here.
Mary Kay.
Here.
Jenna. Here. Bob. I'm sorry.
Still here.
Bob's in one. Annette. Here. Mary.
Here. Next, we have citizen input. Any citizen that would like to say something? Please state your name and your address.
Certainly. My name is Michael Wargo. I live at 1766 Amber Way here in beautiful Dyer. I am a member of the Public Safety Board, and I want to assure you that I am not speaking for the board tonight. I am speaking as a citizen and a member of this community. Over the past few months, I have heard many rumors, rumors about one of the members of our board who is going to be attempted to be removed from office. And I want to just tell each and every one of you that this lady has served with honor. She has been honest in every way. She's just like one of us, and we all feel the same way. We're all looking to do whatever is best for Dyer, period, regardless of what our goals or anything else are. If you do this, number one, you should be ashamed of yourself. And for another, you're removing a valuable member from our board, someone who has served with honor and integrity as long as I have known her and as long as I have served with her. I figure now I'll be the next one on the hit list, but I'm a big boy. I can handle it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Citizen input. I will entertain a moment to approve the consent agenda as presented, which includes the minutes of the June 21, 2023 Town Council meeting and claims totaling $2,356,247.25. Do you have a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Do you have a second?
A second.
Do you have any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob.
Aye.
Mary Kay.
Aye.
Jenna. Aye. Annette.
Aye.
Mary.
Aye. Next, we have announcements. We have a busy couple of months coming up. It begins with National Night Out, Tuesday, August 1st, 2023, 5 to 9 at Central Park, and followed by the Corn Roast 3 days later, Friday, August 4th from 4 to 8 at Central Park. And so we hope everybody can come out and join us. We have another event coming up, but we'll discuss that later on in the agenda. We have town council reports, beginning with Ward 1. Mr. Serkey.
I don't have anything other to report other than what you spoke about, the upcoming announcement of when the fireworks will be rescheduled. We're working on an event. For that, so I think the community will like that, but that's all I have to report.
Ward 2, Councilman Tim.
I have nothing to report at this time.
Ward 3, Councilman Ogrzewicz.
I have nothing to report at this time.
Oh, I am Ward 4. And I will tell you this, with all the rainstorms that we've had, the people in Ward 4, which is Baronsman, all the Chateau Woods and so forth, have repeatedly told me that they are so grateful to the town of Dyer preventing the flooding. We've taken measures to prevent the flooding anymore. Some of them were telling me about the big garbage cans that they had in their basement all these years for the last 12 years, and they could finally get rid of the garbage cans because they didn't need them anymore. Because when the sump pumps were off, that meant that you had to put the water into those. But they're very grateful to that. Very, very grateful to all the good things that have happened in Dyer over the last couple of years. Ward 5.
I really don't have much about my ward, but I just want to say congrats to the promotions at the police. That is Jose Soares and Jordan Petty. That's it. That's all I have for right now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Clerk treasurer.
Yes, we received a check from solid waste this week for 88,544. I have, police department canine fund received $5. National Night Out received 1,500. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Have a second?
A second.
Okay, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Mary, Kay,
Aye.
Jenna. Aye. Annette.
Aye.
Mary.
Aye.
That's all I have.
That's it. Next is the town manager, and he is not here, but we have Mr. Jackham to take his place.
Probably the only things I would report on are items that are currently on the agenda already. So I
Okay,
have nothing
we
in
have
addition to that.
Julie McElmurray
Yes.
to speak.
Hello, everyone.
Hey.
I'm here today to give you an update on the Shared Ethics Advisory Commission, or SEAC. As a reminder, I am the citizen you appointed to represent Dyer on this commission. We met today, and I have 3 items I'd like to update you on. First, SEAC has scheduled the 2023 Ethics Summit. The summit will be held the morning of Tuesday, October 24th at Avalon Manor in Maryville. It's open to the public, and we expect to have a great program, including a panel of local public figures, including Brian Senecor, the mayor of the city of Hobart, Lee Morris, the former mayor of the city of LaPorte, Dan Klein, the former mayor of the city of Crown Point, and Alfredo Estrada, partner at Burke, Constanza, and Carberry. The panel will be moderated by our SEAC president, Courtney Smith, and as always, will be followed by a lively discussion of ethics cases. Registration will soon be open on our website. I'll let you know when that is. So please save the date, October 24th. Second, we continue to work toward getting all our member municipal employees trained using our new updated ethics training video and materials. We are working on providing more train the trainer sessions later this year, and I'll let you know when those are scheduled. Our goal is to work with our member communities to get all their employees trained by mid next year. So I will be asking Dave, and we'll work to make sure that all our employees are trained. Finally, in September, we'll be starting the candidate ethics pledge process for the November 7th general election. As a reminder, we invite candidates for all county, town, and city offices in Lake, LaPorte, and Porter counties to sign the pledge. The pledge is simple. It asks candidates to commit to providing ethics training for all municipal employees, to support an ethics policy with enforcement, and to support whistleblower protection. If you are a candidate and you already signed the pledge during the primary election, we've already counted you, so you don't need to worry. If you have not signed it, you can do so now on our website, sharedethics.com.
Dyer did not have a primary.
Right,
So, yeah.
right. We still got a bunch of signatures though.
Good.
Yeah, so I keep an eye and make sure that we get 100% in Dyer, so you might get an email from me. So yeah, we are continuing our work. Does anybody have any questions?
You
Yes.
know, on Tuesday, October 24th, is there like a rough time? I mean,
It's in the morning.
In the morning?
Yeah. So registration starts at 8. It's usually over by 11:30.
Okay.
Yeah, we provide breakfast, and bacon is a big thing that people always ask us for. So there'll be bacon
And hot sauce.
and hot sauce. Yes, hot sauce.
And that's at the pavilion, right?
It's at the Avalon.
Avalon.
Yeah. Yeah, and I actually have some flyers that I'll give to you after the meeting, and I'll send them to you all via email as well.
Okay.
I would just say maybe next time lead with the bacon. Will be good.
Okay, okay, great. Anything else?
No, but thank you for coming in. We
Yeah, no
appreciate
problem. Thank you,
updates.
guys.
Next, we have the town attorney.
Yes, first I have some pleasant news on the Speedway case. Speedway, well, first of all, we got all three appraisers' oaths in and they currently requested a couple materials from us, which we are supplying, and they should get us their appraisal in short order. And Speedway fired its attorney because they were doing things without their permission. So new counsel called me up and said, hey, let's see if we can get this done. So hopefully
Good.
it will get done sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And then I did bring this up in the study session. Senate Bill 317, Public Law 181 went into effect in July. It allows for prepayment of a portion of public contracts. Advance payments, there's a bunch of provisions. It's limited to 50% or $2 million, whichever is less. And it may make advance payments if the fiscal body authorizes making such payments. So I would recommend at the next regular meeting, some sort of action on this, either authorizing or not authorizing.
This is my question. You just said 50%, which is some of goes belly up.
That's the
without that.
maximum.
Yeah.
That's the
So
maximum
it's
allowed.
like lower the better, but I just don't think it's mine or town managers
Yeah.
or the assistant. I think we need some guidelines for people we've been doing business with for years. But you have to always take it. You don't know who's having trouble in business.
I'll
that we
circulate
can't
the
give taxpayers
statute
money,
and
Not at all.
you all
Thank you.
can decide how you want to approach it.
And that's why I asked during the study session about these other perimeters for these investment policies and stuff, because these are all gonna be guidelines set and they're good, healthy things to have. For compliance and internal controls, which I probably heard 101 times today in our conference.
Yes, and that's important.
Oh,
That it?
That's all I have.
Good. Glad to hear that. Next, we have department heads and beginning with Chief Alcott and Chief Martin.
Good evening, everybody. The month of June 2023, we had 726 incidents, 26 arrests, 337 accidents. I apologize. 210 citations, 344 warnings. Last night, we approved moving 2 of our probationary officers off of probation, moving forward with their promotions, which we're excited about. We continue to train the 6 new officers in field training, and they should be done within the first 2 weeks of August. So we're excited about that. And as you said earlier, National Night Out is August 1st at Central Park. Every year, it seems like it gets better. We have a lot of new lineups, some more stuff for the kids to do. And pretty excited about that. And we'll be probably filling that last position. We'll start looking in September, August, September for the last position that we have available for a patrol officer. So we should be fully staffed before the
How many
September.
booths do we have for National Night Out?
You know, I'd be lying if I told you an exact number, but I was told today somewhere around 46. We were 42
Okay.
last year. I think we have a few more coming in right now. Today, we just received a check, which we'll announce in the next meeting from somebody today. Was pretty substantial. It was a $1,500 donation for National Night Out. So, I mean, we're doing very well. We're getting a lot of things together. We're reorganizing. But a lot of it has to do with interaction with the children in the town and a little more
Nice,
events
fun
there
night.
to try to get that going. Again, it's 5 to 9. We welcome you and everybody else to come out and be part of it. And it should be a lot of fun.
Because I did get a call today from somebody and I said, call Shane.
Yeah, and if anybody's looking to open a booth or get donation, it's Commander Hendren. Contact him through the police department. Obviously, it's S Hendren at townofdyer.com.
Yes.
He will more than willing to take anything or any volunteers to help or we have a lot of people working that night.
Is there a deadline for?
I would assume this next week or two. I mean, last minute stuff, we're good at that. But we won't turn anybody away. Again, this is not anybody that wants to come out and sell things. This is more about the
Right.
community. It's not for profit. It's nothing sales, nothing fundraising. It's strictly for the officers to interact with the
Yes.
community and everybody get to know. And it's a nationwide campaign that's been going on for years.
Thank you. Chief Martin.
So for the month of June, we had 150 total calls for service. We logged 673 hours of training. We're trying to finish up in the install from the initial 200 plus households for smoke and CO detectors, multiple car seat inspections, multiple fire code inspections, and our pre-planning initiative is still underway. We participated in June in multiple touch a truck and risk reduction events, especially with the Dyer summer camp for the kids. Dyer FD and with Chief Alcott, our police department hosted a BMAP class through the Department of Homeland Security. Firefighter EMT Bunk completed his 50-hour blue card command and communication training. We had multiple firefighters attend an advanced search and rescue class at the MAC in Valparaiso. We just last week outfitted our frontline apparatus with new suppression hose, which we got via grant earlier this year. Our new SCBAs from the FEMA Assistance to Firefighters grant arrived, and they should be in service by the end of August after all of our personnel are trained on them. And another note, American Heart Association just recently redid their website, and it crashed nationally. So nobody could sign up for a CPR class in the United States of America. So we have a lot of phone calls we're fielding right now and a lot of emails. So if anybody is looking for a CPR class, we did host one last night, but that was for a private group we already had set up months prior. So we've received a ton of phone calls the last few weeks, especially with school starting. A lot of teachers are kind of last minute going, oh man, I need to keep my job. So we are hoping from what we heard today that within 2 weeks, so obviously that probably means 6, the American Heart Association's website will be up and running and we'll be able to host our monthly CPR classes. We talked about doubling that up because we have a ton of people that are kind of in waiting. So we can't tell them to go anywhere else either because you can't go anywhere right now. So that's something that if anybody gets that question fielded to them, please just have them call us and we'll take care of it for them.
Thank you. Public Works, Jeff.
We are on the signage project on 81st Avenue. The S curve has been complete. So again, that's was actually finished up today. Streetlight conversion project. All the main thoroughfares have been completed. It's moving at a good pace and we're now in the subdivisions getting those converted over. So right now 245 lights have been changed over and there's about 140, 150 still that have to go. Our open house for Public Works will be on September 23rd, Saturday from 9 a.m. until noon. So if you want to see the facility, check out the wastewater plants, we will have tours for those. And then if you're also curious of just what we do on a daily basis, you can see everything that's going on from our vehicles and stuff like that. So, you know, we like to see people there, you know,
Yes,
show off. So that's all we have for right now.
and we'll be sure to announce that at our August meeting.
Yep. Sounds good.
I have one quick question.
Sure.
What's the status on the lights going in at the crossing on the bridge?
That the lights have been ordered. I would expect them sometime in August and then we are ready to put them together and put them up. So as soon as they're in, they'll be assembled. So again, we're hoping to have it done by September 1, just as long as the parts do come in.
Thank you.
Any questions? Thank you. Justin, what's going on in the parks?
Hi, for our projects, the splash pad, it's progressing according to Georgia's schedules thus far. The sanitary structures were delivered on time and they're currently being installed. They've been out there all week. Cherry Hill Park, we had an issue with missing hardware, so we've got that replaced. It was delivered Tuesday and it's set to be delivered to Cherry Hill with the for Thursday morning at the construction crew's request. So they're gonna start work up again there tomorrow. Central Park, the Half Moon is finished. That's located by the playground. Waiting on, all that's left is Dyer and Bloom too. They're gonna plant some plants on the edges, but unfortunately we have the NSA World Series is this week at Central Park. So after talking with the park board president, we thought it was best that we push that to the following week. So that will get wrapped up here next week. The flagpole has been installed at Central Park. The remainder of the work is scheduled to begin as early as next Tuesday. And
Is it lit at night?
the lighting is being installed on Friday.
Okay, that's,
Yep. And that is done by a different contractor, so there's a slight delay getting the other crew in. The pavilion, the pavilion over at Central Park, the east landscape island, that's steel is currently being fabricated for that. Expected completion is by the end of the month. And then we had our American in Bloom visit last week, which I thought went terrific. It's my first year doing it, but I couldn't really envision anything better than what transpired. I want to thank everyone involved, from town council president to Brian for driving around and filling the awkward silence when I didn't know what to say. And but I thought it went really well. It was really neat to show them what Dyer had to offer. Lastly, we had a Summerfest wrap-up meeting this month. A lot of positivity from the event itself. We got a total for the revenue, which is an increase of 24% compared to last year. And a lot of changes were well received, and we got some tweaks to just make it better moving forward. I know later on the agenda is for a potential reschedule of the fireworks. So if you have any questions about that, I'll be happy to answer them then. Like I stated earlier, the NSA World Series, which is it's a big deal in their world, where there's 4 sites, and
What are the sites, Justin, besides Dyer and Crown Point?
Portage and I think Cedar Lake. And we're
How many
lucky.
games are we scheduled?
How many games? I don't know off the top of my head. I know that we have games. It varies due to elimination. Like today, they started at 8 a.m. Their last game was at 4 p.m. And but as we get closer to the weekend, that diminishes. I think Sunday there's only like 3 or 4. So I would say overall,
It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
For those, my daughter played NSA, ASA, Triple USA, but when you have these tournaments, I mean, you have to earn your bid. It's the best of the best, but it brings in so much business to residents, hotels, whatever.
Mhm.
The convention center did a great job, and I was telling Justin, I go, we have to come up with a pin. Because these girls collect pins. I have 4 bags in my house from collecting pins. They trade them, towns give them out to them. It's just a exciting time in
Yeah.
their lives, just like cheerleading and football and
Yeah.
what goes into it. So it's a pretty proud moment, I think, for Justin and Dyer.
but that is going on this week, and that's all I have to report.
Thank you. Director of Operations, Brian.
We just got our letter from FEMA, our certification letter for the CRS program that we're in. I presented to the storm board. So for those that you may not know, the CRS program is a community rating system. And the town of Dyer does some things that all of our policy holders within the town get a discount on their flood insurance. So we just got certified again through FEMA. So it's only us in Maryville and Lake County that do that program. So I think it's a nice thing we offer to our residents. Our 2-stage ditch, we've talked about it a lot. The signs are in, and Public Works is going to install those. So there'll be 2 sets of signs by the bridge right here. And there'll be 2
Great
sets of
find.
signs by the bridge out on Hart Street. So we'll have 2 sets. So they should look real good. Road projects are coming along good. I'll let Neil talk about that more. Next month at your meeting here, I'm going to be hosting a meeting across the way at Plum Creek Center. We're going to host a little River Basin Commission meeting. So when this meeting's over, we could walk over there, and what they like to do is we're not going to really present anything there, but when it's over, they like to walk and look at the 2-stage ditch, and we're just going to
Nice.
do a little field trip. So that'll get more people over here, which I think is good. As Justin said, we had the AIB advisors in. I thought it went great. I've done it every year, and it went really good this year. And it was really nice. We got a nice free article in the newspaper the next day. So it's always good when Dyer's front and center on the newspaper. It never hurts. Code enforcement right now, what I'm going to present is that we had 185 cases for the month of June. What we're talking about is internally and how to present that. You know, like the police present stuff, we're going to present like if they're building code violations, grass. So we're kind of working on how we're going to break that down into the numbers, but we had a total of 185 cases for the month of June. And the last thing I have is, we're working on some stuff now, and we are gonna have a town council plan commission joint meeting again on some of the zoning chapter 10 stuff we were talking about. We're just finishing some stuff up internally, and then we're gonna schedule that joint meeting when it's best within the next few weeks, I think was the thinking on that. I don't know if you have anything else to add on that.
We were just discussing. Briefly.
Well, I was just talking about how we're internally, a couple more things to put together, and we'll have that plan commission, town council joint study.
Yeah,
to talk
joint
about
review
the
session,
things
we have
that we
quite a
can-
bit of material together and we'll be getting out to the group. And then I would imagine probably in the next week's time, we would be scheduling something or putting some prospective dates out there for the town council and plan commission to meet and kind of go over those different the topics in the zoning, development and planning.
I have just a quick question about the two-stage ditch.
Yes,
When are those white tubes gonna come off of the trees?
4 to 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah, so what I was told
Really?
was they're like mini greenhouses,
Okay.
and they'll help the plants, and there's a lot of deer that come through there and like to eat stuff, so it helps for that too. They did have a walkthrough with the landscaper that did the project, and they will be coming through and replanting anything that didn't make it. So there's still some more work. They've been watering and stuff again, so it's not done out there yet.
Any other questions? Thank you. Next, we have road projects. Neil,
Tough one to follow there, Brian. Good evening. The 2023 local projects, which are Barberry, Northgate, Jackson, Polk, 211, Tyler, and 209th. Concrete is 95% done. That's the longest part of that schedule. The asphalt will begin within 2 weeks, and they'll be done, completed on schedule before school, according to the contractor. The 2023-1 CCMG projects, which is Ivy and Lake. Those projects will begin after the local projects are completed. It's the same contractor. The 2021 CCMG project, which is the construction of Madison, 214th and Magnolia, that is proceeding on schedule. Getler and Steck, designs underway. Calumet and Central Park surveys complete, designs proceeding, and thank you very much for Jeff assisting us with the surveying on the roadway, because we had incredible traffic control constraints.
they were out there this morning.
Yeah, they were, we could not have done our work without them, their assistance, so thank you.
Good job.
The last item is the 2023-2 Harrison from 213 to Edmond. That application's ready for the CCMG, and we've sent over just today the financial commitment letter that Dave will review and sign. And then once that's complete, we will continue with design, which is proceeding, and we're meeting on a staff level Friday to go over where we're at with that project and keep things moving forward. Any questions?
Millstone, they're the ones on the local project.
Milestone, yes. Walsh and Kelly, it's same company.
They, I saw today they were already doing a yard restoration. They did. Being down the street, they're extremely efficient. They've been really well.
Yeah, I've said before, we can't pick the contractor. It's the lowest, most responsible bidder, as your attorney will attest, but they do a fine job.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have ordinances and resolution. You have before you ordinance number 2023-19, amendment to park fees. This is kind of a reaction to some things that may have happened in the summer at the parks. So if we can have a little discussion on that, Frank.
You need a motion first.
Motion.
I know, do we have any other information on that
After
ordinance?
the motion, we have to. make a
You know, it's
motion
part
for
of the discussion.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve ordinance number 2023-19?
I will make a motion to approve ordinance 2023-19.
Do we have a second?
Second,
Any discussion?
So essentially, the park board at their prior meeting last week had approved a recommendation, obviously, for these fee increases. that would apply to non-residents. And there's a bit of context to that. And if Justin, if you'd like to kind of provide a little more detail on.
Sure.
On that context.
So we have had some issues with some non-residents renting our shelters and kind of leaving the park in not a favorable condition. And I went back through the numbers and it has happened about 5 times in the last year, which is about 5% of the time. So instead of just outlawing non-residents from the shelter, I thought the fee increase as well as a increase the security deposit for non-residents as well would act as a deterrent. And that's what you have before you today. And I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
The last one that we had that you had to do a cleanup with, is that a continuing? I mean, is it a second time renter or is?
Yeah, their name has been taken down and we're no longer going to rent the park to that individual.
Good, perfect.
That's happened in back-to-back years.
Like a repeat offender.
Essentially, yes.
Yes, yes. And I know that some of the people that live in that area just commended the police department because they did call the police and they did try to work with them for a while, but yeah, if it's the same group, you know.
What the park board also did was reduce the max occupancy for both shelters at Pheasant Hills. They
Okay.
reduced the larger south pavilion from 100 to 40 and then reduced the smaller north pavilion from 40 to 20.
And I think, Justin, with the fee increases we're talking about for non-residents is somewhat consistent with what other communities are doing locally as well.
Yes.
Any other discussion?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
On section 3, it says the ordinance isn't effective immediately upon publication. Publication meant in the code book? Because we put our codes into the code book every 3 months, we send them out because of the cost of them.
That's what state statute provides. All I'm
Okay.
doing is saying that as soon as this is legally
But I mean,
effective.
can this go into effect after the vote tonight?
Because it's a fee, it has to wait till it's published, because technically the public doesn't have notice of it until it's published.
And what constitutes publication under these
Posting on the website.
websites? Okay,
Website, okay.
So
That's
we'll
what
post it then.
clarification.
Okay,
And plus we need to get this into Tyler.
okay, good, thank you. Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Mary Kay, Jenna, Annette, Mary.
Aye. We have a motion to suspend the rules and approve it on second reading.
So moved.
Have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Mary Kay,
Aye.
Jenna, Annette,
Aye.
Mary.
Hi. Next, we have ordinance number 2023-20 amendment to salary ordinance. We have a motion to approve ordinance number 2023-20 amendment to the salary ordinance.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2023-20 amendment to the salary ordinance.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
This came up at the last meeting, just for some additional background. The safety board approved a restructuring of the fire department. It includes a proposal to replace the 2 assistant fire chiefs with a deputy chief and an operations chief. Effectuating that, however, will require an amendment to the salary ordinance, which is what this proposes. If chief wishes to add any details, I'll let him jump in.
No, just as we had discussed last month. This is to properly align the agency with proper chain of command. And as Adam stated, we just needed to do that through the salary ordinance as the last step.
Any other discussion?
So essentially you're just renaming the position, sort of a retitling.
Yes, yeah. Currently, we had 2 assistants. It would be deputy chief and an operations chief, and there would be proper chain of command then.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Mary Kay,
Aye.
Jenna, Annette, Mary.
Aye. We have a motion to suspend the rules and approve it on second reading.
So moved.
Have a second?
I have a second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Mary Kay,
Aye.
Jenna. Aye. Annette.
Aye.
Mary.
Aye. Next, we have resolution 2023-1313, transfer of funds. We have a motion to approve resolution 2023-13.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob.
Aye.
Mary Kay.
Aye.
Jenna. Aye. Annette.
Aye.
Mary.
Aye. Next, we have resolution 2023-14 approving joint interlocal cooperation agreement with Lake County, Indiana for a large diameter storm improvement project and or water main replacement project located in St. John Township, Lake County, Indiana. Do you have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
You have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? I asked for some clarification.
Yeah, some additional details on this. And I don't, Bob, did you want to mention something?
Oh, I wanted, it's fortuitous that the gentleman's in the audience today. Senator Dan Nelson, who was on the at the county level, helped get us to this spot here. So thank you again, sir. Appreciate that. Thank you.
This is very helpful. It's $250,000 of ARPA money that Lake County received. And was able to, we had, I guess you'd say, qualifying projects on our level. And they felt that they qualified and they were gracious enough to provide us that $250,000 of funding for that. The two projects, the large diameter sewer and water main replacement, those projects are the ones that are part of the CCMG 2022-1 Madison, Magnolia, and 214th Street projects. It's going to help to pay for part of the expenses for the large diameter storm sewer, as well as the water main replacement. And to that end, I don't know, Adam, we can include, and possibly in this motion or a separate motion, the allocation of those monies, what we're looking to have the funds allocated in a manner that's of course compliant with State Board of Accounts for
Yes.
receiving these kinds of funds. And we're looking at a proportion that matches the expense of each of these projects respectively, which is roughly 1.5 million or 1.43 million for the water main replacement and about $750,000 for the large diameter. So it's about roughly 161,000 for the water main replacement and 88,000. I can give the exact numbers for the large diameter storm sewer. So would that be something that can be included in this motion, Adam?
You can do it either in or separately. I think it'd be easier to include it in the motion since the funds have to be put somewhere once we get them.
Okay,
That would be done by the person making the motion would propose an amendment if we know how the allocation is going to occur. And then the second needs to approve too.
Okay,
Before we do that, though, I just had some
Yeah.
comments to add. I did review the agreement. It's fairly generous as far as the leeway it leaves the town. I mean, we have total discretion in how to do it, but we also have total responsibility. And I would just also point out that since this is an interlocal agreement, it has to be recorded. I would ask that town staff just reach out to county and see who's recording it, us or them, so that it doesn't fall through the cracks. But that's how the amendment should occur.
okay, so Bob made the motion. Do we have an amendment?
Yes, I'll amend it. If I'm not mistaken, I need to amend it to designate that water gets $460,93 and storm would receive $88,539.07.
Okay, is the second, will they accept the amendment?
Yeah, I'll accept the amendment.
Yes. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob.
Aye.
Mary Kay. Aye. Jenna. Aye. And Annette.
Aye.
Mary.
Aye. Next, we have new business. I am seeking a motion to put Councilman Grisovich on RDC. What do you want to make that motion?
I can make the motion.
Okay.
Councilman Grisovich on RDC.
Do we have a second?
Just to be clear, we're talking about redevelopment.
Redevelopment.
Yes. RDC.
Not regional development.
No,
Yeah.
not regional.
I just want to be clear for the record.
Do we have a second?
Second,
Any discussion?
and for clarification, I think this is for the executive appointment.
Yes,
Okay.
and we vacated, it was vacated by Patrick and now I'm asking to replace Councilman Grzovich in that spot. Roll
Yeah.
call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Mary Kay,
Aye.
Jenna,
Aye.
Annette,
Aye.
Mary.
Aye. We have a plan commission appointment. Do we have a motion to approve anyone for plan commission?
I will make a motion to appoint myself to the plan commission.
For the seat vacated by Pat Shane.
Yes.
Do we have a second?
I second it.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Mary Kay,
Aye.
Jenna,
Aye.
Annette,
Aye.
Mary.
Aye. Fireworks rescheduled date.
Mary, we need, the other boards that were, Patrick sat on, EDC for
Okay.
Dyer, Solid Waste and Lake County
right.
Economic.
Somebody would like to make a
I'll,
motion to approve those?
I'll make a motion to appoint Jenna Grzovich to the liaison position for the Dyer Utility Board, Dyer Economic Development Commission, the Lake Central EDC, and the Lake Central Solid Waste District.
Do I have a second?
That's Lake County EDC?
Yes.
You said Lake Central.
Lake counties. Do I
I'll
have a
second
second?
that.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Mary Kay.
Aye.
Jenna,
Aye.
Annette,
Aye.
Mary.
Aye. Next, we have fireworks rescheduled date. Did you
Essentially,
want to discuss that, Frank? or-
yes, essentially, as I think everyone is aware here, this past Summerfest, unfortunately, the last day of the festival was rained out, or fireworks were rained out, so we have a rescheduled date we have to select in the following 6 months, essentially. And in discussion with staff, looking at different possibilities and so forth, and I think there was even an email to the council regarding this as well. It seemed as though we're looking at or interested in possibly August 19th. Because that date has one of a musician, a fairly popular musician that here came from the region and came specifically from Dyer, Nate Venturelli, is available to do the show.
Yes.
And, as part of that, if and I guess that may step back a moment, that we would, potentially be looking at having that band here and possibly maybe a smaller band play the fireworks, naturally, the beer garden, and perhaps a couple food trucks or something along those lines. During this night out, as we're kind of describing it on August 19th. So I guess we're trying to get some feedback from the council if they would like to proceed with that. And if so, proceed with this particular contract with Nate Venturelli for the 19th of a copy, I believe, which is in the packet. Adam, I don't know if you've had a chance to review that completely.
Yeah, I did. I have some issues with the contract as presented. If you want me to go into those before we have a motion.
Please.
All right, number one is the force majeure provision. Number 5 looks incomplete. It says, in the event the show cannot reasonably put on because of unpredictable occurrences such as an act of nature, government, or illness, disability, a band. ... That's not a complete sentence. I don't know if we get our cost refunded or what. It doesn't say anything.
I guess what I
And then number 12 is the arbitration. It has this www.judge.me as an arbitrator. That sounds a little sketchy to me. You're giving up your right to go to court to litigate this in favor of this service. Usually we use the American Arbitration Association. I don't like arbitration provisions generally because, like you said, you give up your right to go to court and appeal, and they're not much cheaper than litigation is. But though everything else looks fairly standard, those are my 2 qualms with this contract.
And I would imagine if the council's in favor of that date and in favor of this particular ban or this engagement, that could be made with contingent upon the agreement being modified to the attorney's satisfaction.
Yeah, I would ask you just authorize further negotiation of the numbers 5 and 12 if you agree with my issues.
So we're seeking
Yeah,
a
so it'll be
motion
part of the changes. So
for approval of the date or
I would say, I mean, that would be helpful to have you
Any-
approve that date and that approximate venue
Okay.
that we described along with this particular band. Again, some of the details in the contract could change based on negotiation. There's some possibilities as the times get locked in that some of the times that are in the contract would become slightly different, to accommodate the specifics of what's needed for the event.
would someone like to make that motion?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? I think it's a great opportunity for people to come out and we have a busy month, but it
Yes.
gives us an opportunity for more people to come out. and
Oh, yeah,
enjoy Dyer.
It's more than just, getting the fireworks rescheduled. I mean, it's a full event itself and it'll be great for the residents. And as you pointed out earlier in the meeting, we have a lot of events coming up here in the next couple of months. And I think they'll be great for everyone included and all of our residents. So.
Right.
it'll be very, very active. So.
Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Mary Kay,
Aye.
Jenna,
Aye.
Annette,
Aye.
Mary.
Aye. Next, we have surplus property and we have Chief Alcott's letter requesting to retire 5 vehicles. So we need a motion to approve. Would you like to speak to that, Chief Alcott, or?
Doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
We have 4 brand new vehicles that are finally on the road, up and running, which is replacement of 4, but we always add an extra one. One of them, as you see in my correspondence, will be going to Public Works. And then I'll do another presentation for one of them at the next meeting. But it would be at the beginning is to retire, to get acceptance of the surplus and to move forward with the process that we normally do.
We're seeking a motion to retire those vehicles?
Yes.
Okay. A motion,
So moved.
we have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Mary Kay,
Aye.
Jenna,
Aye.
Annette,
Aye.
Mary.
Aye. We added the policies for bond rating. We already discussed that though. Was there any more information on that when you asked me to put it on?
No, it was, we already talked.
Already took care of that.
Study session.
Any and all? Yes? Name and address, please.
Yes, Jennifer Medlin, 536 Hillside Drive. Just a comment on behalf of the Lake Central School Board, I'd like to thank Dyer Town Council, Town Manager David Hine, and everyone else who worked to give Lake Central 60% permit waiver in the amount of $65,000 for the Bibbage School expansion. We are grateful for your generosity. And we'll use that money to better serve our students. Thank you.
And you got our dirt.
Right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any and all?
I have 2 items. One, I'd like to address the citizens input. I couldn't be more proud of our public safety board and the work that they are doing. Integrating the fire service into that board was no doubt challenging. And so I appreciate that. There's nothing on the agenda to do anything with that. So we'll look into where some of that information came from. But we have no plans for that now. I would like to make a motion to appoint myself as the liaison to NERC, the Lake Central School Board, and the Stormwater Board.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Any discussion? First of all, you have to decommission me as the NERC commissioner. And there's a meeting tomorrow morning at 9 in the morning.
Okay.
Well, you can amend the motion, but I think that's kind of implied in what.
So what is it? What are the boards?
NERC, Lake Central School Board, Stormwater Board.
What is NERC?
Northwest Indiana Regional Planning.
Mary, you sent on some boards from them. You're gonna have to give notice to them that you're no longer on there. Yes, so you don't sit on those.
I have enjoyed being on the Stormwater Board. I have been there for a long time. I have a lot of, I will continue to go to the meetings anyway, because I just think it's a great commission that we have, and it saved Dyer from so many heartaches with flooding that has gone on for decades. Any other discussion? Are you decommissioning me? Is that what you're saying?
I believe that was implied in the motion, but Attorney Cedia, if you think that should.
I mean, I think it's
That's better.
implied, if you want to be crystal clear, you can amend the motion to include replacement of the current.
Then I will amend the motion to include that clarifying language.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
The second needs to, Jenna, were you the second?
Yes.
Yeah, you need to agree to that in your second,
Agree to the board.
to the amendment, to
To the amendment?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree to the amendment. I'm sorry.
Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Mary Kay,
Nay.
Jenna. Aye. Annette,
Aye.
Mary,
Nay. There being no further business, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So move.
The second?
I'll second it.
No, roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Mary Kay,
Aye.
Jenna. Aye. Annette,
Aye.
Mary.
Aye. Moving on to RDC, we'll call the meeting to order for the Redevelopment Commission. We've done roll call, we've done the pledge. Do you have any citizen input? Any citizen input for RDC? We have, I'm seeking a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented for the minutes of the June 21st, 2023 Redevelopment Commission meeting and claims totaling $11,865.49.
So moved.
You have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Aye.
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 Did you speak?
Aye.
Jenna. Mary.
Aye. Next, we have new business, the property acquisition update. Good news. Also, are you going to present that or?
Yeah, I mean, Dave was handling it. We got the correspondence. I can recommend a motion. I don't know if you want to introduce it first, Frank, either way.
I think everyone kind of knows the details of it for the most part. Well, at least perhaps not Jenna, but there was, yeah.
I'm not familiar with
This
it.
particular property is located on 213th Street. I think I have it. Have something here. You can kind of see on your screen. If you look on your screen there, Jenny, you can see the green parcels. You can see the fire station here. The town previously acquired this green parcel adjacent to the fire station. And this is the lot that we already own. And then this was where the old fire station was. The parcel that the subject parcel here is the yellow one. These are red ones. There's actually basically two owners here across these parcels. And the idea was to acquire this property for development of Central Park, as well as businesses that would possibly locate on this corner, of which we've had some interest in those. So to give us greater latitude and autonomy in developing that area, we're looking at these different acquisitions as they became available, and this particular individual was ready to sell their property. Appraisals were obtained, and then the average of which was made as an offer to this individual. And what's in your packet is the counter to that offer of 192.5. And essentially, again, in that offer, he indicates that a private group had offered him 210, and he would like to receive 215. Of course, you can see in the letter that's there. So essentially, the council would need to decide if it wishes to counter. His counter, I guess, would be between 210 and 215, but I'd say basically between 192.5 and 210 to take the next step in this negotiation. Adam?
Yeah, again, this is more for Jenna rather than the veterans here. our offer was based on 2 appraisals we obtained, which is statutorily required. And that 192.5 is the average of the 2. So you can either make a proposal to offer the 210 or authorize us to negotiate up to a certain amount. But the problem when you do that is you're signaling publicly what your upper limit is. So however you want to handle that.
And Adam, just again to update Jen on the process. What would happen if the town were to decide to stay at 192.5 and we couldn't come to an agreement?
Okay, yeah, that's very important. So if we say, no, we're not budging, we can take it anyway. But what we have to do is file what's called an eminent domain proceeding in court. And then the court will appoint 2 appraisers and a freeholder, which is a non-appraiser landowner in Lake County, to come up with their own appraisal for the court. And if we disagree with it, we would have to present evidence. And if the seller disagrees, he would have to present evidence. We get the property at the end of the day. The only issue litigated is how much the owner will get compensated for. So that's as we've seen in the Speedway, it's a long process and it can get expensive. So if we can eat some of those costs negotiating and get the property sooner, it's always to our advantage to do that.
It may be less expensive for the taxpayer for us to meet them closer to their ask than to go through several, possibly years of litigation.
Exactly, and still have it come to what they want anyway.
How is this being funded? I'm asking. Jenna understands.
It would be out of the TIF allocation fund
Okay.
or monies received
We
from
have just.
TIF increments that we've received as this is in the TIF district. This area is
Do
located.
we have a motion to approve?
Well, we probably want,
Well, yeah, we need a
motion to
make a counter of X amount or authority to negotiate up to X amount.
and as
Okay.
Adam mentioned, I think
So what was the amount that is being?
I wouldn't do, I mean, if you're going to allow negotiation, I wouldn't do anything more than his asking price of 215. If you want to authorize 210, you can, but he can sell it to the other offer anyway. I mean, it's what you want to exercise your
Okay.
judgment on.
So we need a motion to approve the.
A counter offer or authorize negotiation.
Okay. For 215,
Whoever wants to, whatever you guys want to move for.
or if you wanted to put that at the 210, I mean, I don't know if that's, I would say the counter would be in that range up to
You
210.
can do
You think would be more-
212, 212.5, whatever, however you want to approach it.
I need a motion. What are you
Because you are-
willing to?
Like I said, they are signaling in that instance. So I would say, maybe the 210s, I don't, any thoughts the council has on a 210, I guess.
Let's be honest, we look at Speedway, we've tripped over that amount of money, just attempting to get it done. I would make a motion that we enter into a counter negotiation, not to exceed $215,000 and just be done with it.
We have a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I just had kind of a question about if the owner were to sell it to somebody else, then.
We could
would they
still take it.
the
We could still take it. It would just
Okay.
be from the new owner.
So, yeah, okay. That was just, I was like.
Roll call, please.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
I know.
Yes.
I will say, I've met with all these residents, because I'm the one that knocked on their door, and I sat with them and talked to them, and he did ask if September was gonna be okay for him to be out, and I signaled that it was fine. I talked to him, I think there's some stuff on his property that we can get, he's like, he has a beautiful garden.
Yes, he does.
Let him.
He's kind of an interesting person because he's collected a lot of that when we had the bins out there and he would take things out of the bins and find use for them in his garden. So, any further business? Do I have a motion for adjournment?
So move.
Have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call, please.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.